Hi everyone, this is RJ Steinert from Open Learning Exchange. I'm going to show you how to install the BeLL Apps version 3. To start out, you're going to need some dependencies. Node.js on the system not the system that you're installing onto, just the system you're installing from, because the install scripts you can actually define a remote server to install to. In this demo, I'm going to install onto my own machine, but just so you know, you just need it from the computer that you're installing from, as well as Apache CouchDB. So you'll need Apache CouchDB on the machine you're installing to. So Node on the machine you're installing from, and Apache CouchDB on the machine you're installing to. I happen to have both Node and CouchDB on my machine that you're looking at right now. First thing we'll need to do is we'll grab the code. So at github.com in the Open Learning Exchange account, there's the BeLL Apps repository. So Open Learning Exchange, BeLL Apps, right now it's the first one on the list because it's the most recently updated one. We'll take the clone URL. And I'm just going to clone it to my desktop. Now that that's installed, cd into the folder. Check out what we have in there. In the README, I have some warnings. On Linux, certain Linux distributions, and particularly on my Mac OS, there's a limit of 256 files open. The installation script actually opens many more files than that, so we just need to temporarily change that limit. I'm going to issue this command to the command line through vim using exclamation. And now, next step is we're going to use Node to run this install.js file, but we need to install the Node dependencies for that file to be able to run. That's defined, those dependencies are defined in package.json. So we require the couchapp dependency underscore and request. Because it's in that package.json file, I can just say npm install. npm is a utility that if you install Node on your system, you'll also get that. And I think, for good measure, you should install couchapp globally. You'll see why later. Option G is we'll install it globally. The first npm install I did actually created a Node modules folder in this local directory. This one doesn't add it to the local directory. You can see here in our local folder Node modules that these things were added. These are ignored in the git ignore file. Because actually some of these Node modules need to be compiled for your specific system. So it's best to npm install to make sure that you have the right version of those modules for your system. So now we're ready to, I believe we're ready to run Node install. And I have an issue in the install script. There's a race condition, it's called, that's happening. Sometimes some things are being installed before all the databases are created. So the first thing that this install script does is it creates all the databases that need to be created here, and then it pushes up all the views, and then creates some default documents for us. Sometimes the views get pushed up before the databases are created, so I run it twice for good measure. Now that we know that all the databases are created, all the views and default documents should push up just fine. Some things won't because the documents are already created. That's okay. Okay. Just to note, the install will install according to where you tell it to. So I said install to 127.0.0.1 port 5984. That's my default CouchDB URL for my local machine. I'm actually running it in a terminal. You can see that the install script sent put requests to all these places. Just to show you real quick, it also went through and executed couch app push on all of these views files in that install script. And if we look real quick, we can see the map reduce queries for the specific databases. So this application spans many databases. They're kind of acting like SQL tables. This improves on both performance of the application and also the flexibility in and ease of use as far as sync strategies. But our main application, all the code that we're actually writing, is wrapped up in the app.js file in our root directory. It attaches itself to in the install script, attaches itself to the app database of a design document called design/BeLL. And it loads up the attachments from the attachments directory as seen here. If we look at the attachment directory, we can see all of the folders and all of the HTML apps and JavaScript apps that we use that we want to see up there. So there's this under attachments/LMS. There's an index.html file. That should be up there now. Let's check it out. So if I go to 127.0.0.1 port 5984 /apps/ the design document's name, which is design/BeLL, and go to that folder lms/index.html, I see that I get the member login form. And thanks to, in the install script, we set up a default user. Default user is admin with password of password. And go. So now I can list courses. We can see that that default member is here. Add resources, courses, etc. And so now you're pretty much installed. Let's say we wanted to make it so that our code updates. So let's say, for example, we made a code update to lms/index.html. Let's modify something. We'll see. Let's see. Let's modify this title. Now we just save that, but if we reload this page, we don't see it. So we need to push that change up. We use that using the couch app utility. And into the apps database. Reload the page. LLMS, yay. Now you might be making lots of changes, and so you'll want to you'll actually want to run the couch app sync process in the background, so that every time a file is changed, that the script will take care of it for you. So instead of push, we'll say sync. Now it says watching for file changes. Let's make a change. let's remove our change that we made before. Write and quit. It detected the change. It pushed it up. It finished. Reload. And there we go. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the BeLL Apps issue queue on GitHub. It's right. It's not here, but I will add it. Hope to see you in the issue queue soon. Thanks, guys.